Hi guys, I know it's been a minute and I want us to look at this beautiful um, picture together, right? So this is more like a beauty retouching using DaVinci Resolve. So this is my Note 3. Um, the footage is already converted to Rec 709. So the first one, that's where I did my balance. I made use of my HDR wheel just to control the exposure. As you can see, I was able to control the exposure using my global under my HDR, right? So after that, I went back to my primary wheels. That's where I did my white balancing, right? That's where I did my white balancing to ensure that the footage is properly white balanced. So to white balance, I made use of I changed my parameters to linear to get the proper white balancing, because the primary thing to do first before you start grading, you need to color correct. Color correct is very essential, very essential. And sure, before you start working on your project, your picture is properly color corrected, right? So with that, you can see the true color. So when you're not building your grade, you can build your grade easily, right? So what I did here is just to do proper color correction before I start, redefining the face, making the face flawless and all of that to enhance our beauty. So I added a bit of contrast to make it punchy, right? Added contrast to this clip to make it punchy. So with that, I added a bit of saturation to it so that it will look more pleasant to the eye. So working with saturation, uh I made use of my what's it called? Um I made use of my HSV, right? So lately um I've discovered adding saturation using HSV. It's really interesting, right? You're just pushing the right color. So in doing that, you go to your channel mode, you turn off the first one and the last one. That means the first one is the H and the last one is a V. You're left with the S, which is the saturation. So using your gain wheel, just crank it up just the way you want it. Everything will be properly done, which is what I did here. As you can see, it's looking amazing already, right? Looking amazing already. So just watch through, follow through, and see what I did next, right? You're going to enjoy this, trust me. So here, this is where I did my um face face refinement, whereby I track the face and I try to balance the face and all of that, make it punchy, interesting, reduce blemishes, reduce what's it called, wrinkles on our face, because the goal is the goal of this picture is for beauty. So we need to make it look flawless, irrespective of um irrespective of the fact that she's an elderly woman, and we still need to give that beauty to her, do the beauty redefinement on her face, right? So I adjusted my parameters here. Now I'm working on the teeth, because her teeth is not looking white. I just need to work on it to bring out that whiteness in the teeth, right? And interesting, just understand what you want to achieve, work within that parameters. Do not overdo it. Just move the slide just little back and forth to get what you want to achieve. Knowing what you want before you get into it goes a long way. Makes everything easier for you when you are pulling those wheels back and forth. As you can see here, she's looking beautiful already, right? So what I did here, I wanted to add a bit of sharpness to the eyes. Okay, I'm still adjusting the teeth here, just trying to add make it look nice. I was trying to see if I can work. Okay, I didn't make use of this, so I went back to I guess I'm done here. So here, what did I do? I want to yes, I want to qualify the skin. So the refinement I did was basically on the face. So I want to make the entire skin look soft and creamy. So I needed to use my qualifier here, my HSL qualifier, just to qualify the skin and also treat the skin, make the skin look soft and fluffy. You get, so that's what we are doing here. So we need to pull the sliders to ensure that we are pulling the right skin, not including the air and all of that. So just understand what you want to do. Just pull the slides back and forth. And one thing I need you guys to understand is this: in doing this, when you're working with a 10-bit footage, it makes your grade easier. If this were to be an 8 bits, it will be a bit hard to pull to use my qualifier, because 10 bits and 8 bits, they do not retain the same color information. So working with the 10 bits footage makes it very interesting. So I was able to use my slider under my qualifier just to pull the skin. So this now I'm working on my clean black, my clean white, my black clip, just to get that refinement on the skin, right, on the clip, on the areas being selected. So now we go to we go to denoise it a bit to make everything look smooth and creamy, right? So now I go back to my primary wheels. I use my mid details. Just you pull it backward instead of you increasing it, pull it backward just to make the skin interesting, right? So as you can see, this is a secret. So for those who don't have the paid version of DaVinci Resolve, you can make use of this. Qualify your skin, and under your primaries, pull that slide, pull it backward. It makes the skin soft and interesting, right? So that's that. Just understanding what you want to achieve, it goes a long way. You understand? So what I did next now is, after this, I just still working around that parameter to make sure everything is looking right and not too much, right? So what I observed now on the face, I needed to try to work around the face, make it a bit punchy, add a little contrast. So I just want the face to stand out, because what we are selling here is the beauty on the face. So I just need to add a little punchiness to the face, redefine it, make it look interesting, right? So it's beauty. Beauty any day, anytime. The face always has to stand out, which is what we are trying to achieve here. We must ensure that face stands out, which is what we are rightly doing here. That face must stand out. So I'm working on my skin grade, trying to adjust the mid-tone, just little, not too much, just subtle. Like I said, don't overdo it. Just little, less is more, right? So I went back to this texture, trying to work around it so that it will still look realistic, but it will look over processed, right? Still look realistic to the eye. So now I want to add punchiness, sharpen the eye, right? Add a bit of life to the eye. Like I said, you don't need to pull the slice too much. Just do it slightly, and it will give you desired results. So yeah, I'm trying to remove the eye bags beneath her eyes. She's of age, but it's a beauty shoot, right? And you need to make her young again, so that she can look forever young. That's the drill, right? So still working on this, working on the parameters to define everything, at times, redefine it, removing shine, and just to make everything look interesting and subtle to the eye. That's the beauty of working on a beauty product, right? So these are the secrets when you want to do beauty retouching using DaVinci Resolve, right? So I encourage you to try to get the paid version of the DaVinci Resolve, but if you don't have the paid version, you can still work around the free version and still get stuff done. So if I'm pretty sure on the free version you can make use of face refinement, but you can use the initial idea I shared, whereby you qualify the skin, and under your primary wheel, go to your mid details and pull it backward to the minus sign. So that's we add a bit of a soft texture to your skin, or whatever stuff you are qualifying. But for the fact that I'm using a paid version, so I'm able to take to advantage of what's it called, I'm able to take that to advantage of the face refinement, which is in the paid version, right? So just working around the parameters just to make everything look subtle and interesting to the eye, which is what we are trying to achieve here, right? So now that's done, you know, I feel the gain is too much. I'm just trying to reduce the gain a bit, you know, so it will look cool, calm, and interesting to the eyes, right? And also trying to add a bit of a shadow, so I need to pull down my lift a bit to add that shadow to it, right? And just make it look interesting to the eye, not too much. So like I said, less is more. You don't need to pull the slides too much. Understanding what you want to achieve, you know, that goes along with it, makes your work easier, and which is what I just did here, right? So that's that. You know, my saturation is fine. I observe it's looking a bit reddish, right? But I just reduce this, I just reset and try to pull it a bit, you know, just to make it not too much, right? But interesting to the eyes, right? That's amazing. As you can see, you know, you need to see the before and after for you to actually know how far we've come with this image, with this picture, if I'm to use that word, right? So that's that. So now I want her to stand out from the entire picture. So I'm using my power window to direct attention. So the beauty of the power window, which is what I'm putting to practical use here. So under my custom curve, just to direct the entire attention, right? The attention to the subject, not to the entire frame. So that's the beauty of using power window, which is what I just did with my power window here, you know, just to make everything subtle, interesting to the eyes, right? So one thing I observe again is that it's looking a bit reddish, so I'm subtracting red from this. So under my custom curve, so we are making of hue versus sat, which is hue versus saturation, just to reduce that red channel, so which is what I just did here. So I'm reducing the intensity of redness in the picture, so I just did that. So under my contrast, I want to add a bit of punchiness to it, so by reducing my under my lift, reducing my shadow, which is what lift is for. It's just to work on your shadow area, and the gamma is my mid-tone, while the gain is my exposure and all of that. Look at this. This is beautiful. You need to see the before and after to make to know how far we've come with this. It's very simple, but you know, a bit technical, and you need to also understand what you are trying to do, and that makes the entire project easier for you to grade. So for this now, there is something I observe in our chest region. There is a bit of redness around that chest region. So still using my power window and using my pen tool under my power window. So I just want to track just as chest region, and you know, go to my E versus SATs, E versus U, and try to do a bit of color correction so that the entire skin will match one another, which is what I just did here. So where I want the effects to affect is just within the area I used my pen to under my power window. So under my E versus U now, so look at what I'm doing now. And I'm working on the E versus U just to match the skin texture, make everything rhyme together. So I don't want to leave out blemishes, right? Like I said, this is a beauty image, so you need to make sure everything looks cool together. So can you see the result we're able to pull with just using power windows? So I use my pen just to highlight the area I want to add effect to. And look at what we're able to do now. Under our custom curve, we're able to adjust this parameter, and what we are doing is just affecting the area we have only highlighted. So it's not affecting the entire image. You get? Can you see? Look at that redness how we're able to use E versus U to do that correction. So those are the details, those are the attention you need to pay when you are working on a beauty image. It has to look like almost perfect. Thank you so much for watching. Please kindly subscribe and see you on the next episode.